to dive into the exciting world of real estate and housing? Welcome to Madam Landlord, where we guide you through the ins and outs of property market. Whether you're a seasoned investor, a first-time buyer, or renting, we have got you covered.
You didn't want to go around look for a house, and when you call them, they start charging you for rubbish. All of a sudden, the house fare just changed for nothing. The industry standard is about 10%. You can do 5%, there's nobody's your house. For God's sake, it can be controlled.
Join us every fortnight on Wednesdays as we bring you expert advice, exclusive interviews, and insider tips from industry professionals. From negotiation strategies to property management hacks, we will explore it all. Get ready to be inspired, informed, and empowered to make smart decisions when it comes to real estate dreams. We'll help you to navigate the market like a pro. Join us every fortnight from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. on Wednesday. Welcome to Madam Landlord, and if you're wondering what is Madam Landlord, well, everything that has to do with real estate, everything you need to know, arm yourself with, and some of the experiences you've had, we on Madam Landlord help you to understand and grapple with it. And of course, on Madam Landlord, you never leave the show the same way you came. You know how you go to church and the pastor will say you never leave here the same way you came. That's what happens on Madam Landlord. And on today's episode of the show, we're going back to continue from where we stopped. Last week we started talking about what you need to know before you acquire property or owning a landed property. But today we're going to go a step further. After you acquire the property, what do you need to do? That's what we want to talk about. So when you own a landed property, before you buy the property, you'll be happy that you have bought it. Olamide say you should go and check it, go with the surveyor. Don't buy from any family that everybody's not complete to say they have signed it. If not, you're on your home. But today we want to talk about, now that I have owned the land, I bought it from the right set of people, what do I need to do to protect my land going forward? Olamide Onifade is a real estate lawyer. She's also a family lawyer, but today we are staying with the real estate aspect of it. Olamide, so good to have you join us on the show. Welcome.
Hello, Maryann.
It's so good to have you join us. But before we talk about before we go into this property conversation, we need money. Money is needed because without money, you cannot even
it's very, very
get Olamide on the on the property.
You cannot afford Olamide.
Yes. Go ahead.
Even afford the property. So Lagos, that is one of the many reasons why you need money. And speaking of money, I'm here to tell you that there is money to be won on Nigeria Info. In case you do not know, well, it's the one play.ng wave. Okay, everybody's on it now. Everybody has been collecting their own money. Have you collected yours? Yes, you that are listening. You have not tried once. It's a sham. Why don't you try it first and see if it's a sham? It's just 500 naira, by the way. *347 *880 *3#. That's all you have to dial if you don't have a smartphone, or even if you have a smartphone. And if you want to make things easy, you can just go to the website, which is www.oneplay.ng. It's that easy, guys. www.oneplay.ng. Lagos, play with as little as 500 naira. Choose your station, Nigeria Info, and in a few seconds, your ticket is in the draw. That is it. Remember, Lagos, that the more you play, the better your chances of winning every day. There's money to be won on Money Crossfire. There's money to be won on WhatsApp Lagos. There's still more money to be won on Sunny Side. And if you didn't win out of those three, there's still money to be won on Game On Shows. Weekend, there's money to be won there as well. And every Friday, there is a jackpot. And guess what? Because you played throughout the week, it automatically qualifies you for the weekly jackpot. So your chances of winning are still the same, whether you play on the website, www.oneplay.ng, or you dial the code *347 *880 *3#. Remember, Lagos, to play responsibly, and remember to tell a friend. I'll come back to give you more gist later.
She said, tell a friend to tell a friend. All right, Olamide, let's get straight into this conversation. So many people had several questions about this particular angle of the conversation that we're going into, which is, what must I know after I've acquired a land? I think I've even asked you this question before. I've told you about my property and you're like, So here we are, we're in class. Olamide, let's start by the very basic question, which is, what do I need to do after the papers have been handed to me that this property is now mine?
Okay, thank you, Maryann. So, whatever document you're taking, these documents are very imperative that you get.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, your deed of assignment, or probably deed of whatever. Or deed, there has to be a deed. You can't have a property orally. You can't own a property orally. It has to be a deed of assignment. It has to be drafted very well. It has to be drafted exquisitely to capture for everything, to cater for everything.
What do you mean?
Then
What do you mean?
must-
What? Sorry, Olamide. What do you mean by it has to be drafted very well? I mean, what
Well,
must it consist of?
Well, that's legal.
Okay, so you're not going to
I
leak
can't go
legal
into
secrets.
that. Yeah.
Okay, we'll leave it.
Yes, it take all the time in the world. But
Okay.
ensure that you procure the services of a real estate lawyer who is competent and experienced. Then you should also be demanding for your receipt. Your purchase receipt is very important.
Okay.
Purchase receipt from the family or the individual who sold to you is also imperative. Then you have to do your survey plan. I can't say this enough. You must get your, it's part of your title deeds. Don't leave it for later. Ensure that you get your survey plan and it's attached to your deed of assignment and it's quoted in the deed of assignment. So your survey plan is essentially the identity of your land. It shows the scope of your land. It shows the boundaries. It's just very, very important. So don't delay it. So when you're buying a property, ensure that you have saved for the survey plan. So don't leave it till later. It's part of your title deeds. Then you should ask it. So those are essentially what you should ask for. It's imperative that you get all of this. Then I go ahead, if it's an individual, I also get the ID of the person selling.
Really?
So on the day yes, to ensure that he's the one that conveyed it to me. So to ensure that it matches the name he has on the title deeds.
Okay.
What if somebody turns around later, 5 years later, and said, no, I wasn't the real person. It was my brother. I didn't give him the power to convey on my behalf.
I
So
see.
it's essential that you get the identity of the person, even when you're shown. Because I have a friend I saw in court a few weeks ago, and he told me that he was in court on a very, very unique issue. This man sold, right? And gave them the title deeds and came round again to say that he was not the one. Can you imagine that? He wasn't the one. Unfortunately, they didn't take pictures of his ID and all of that. So they are locked in court. And I took a cue from that. Though I always do it, but I now saw the importance of it. When they are refusing, any seller who refuses to part with their ID, then that's a red flag. I don't think, is it hard just to give an ID? It shouldn't be hard. It shouldn't be something hard. So it's imperative that you collect the ID of the person who is selling, your deed of assignment, and your purchase price, and ensure that your survey plan is also added to it. It is very important. Your survey plan is the identity of the land. Please don't undermine it. Because I see some title deeds and they don't have a survey plan. And I'm asking, how do I know the property that's just been conveyed? It's the identity. It shows you the boundaries. It shows you everything. It tells everything about that land. Addresses do change, right? Today it might be named number 12 Kosoko Street, and tomorrow it can become 36 Enowa Street. But the survey plan, the coordinates, and all of that will never change. So we know, even 100 years from now, we know the property that was conveyed. Only by taking the coordinates and taking it to the office of the Surveyor General's office, the identity of the land will never change. Now,
so wait. Hold on. Slow down. So you're saying that the moment you buy that piece of property, immediately survey it?
Yes, please.
It's
part of the cost of that land. It's part of the purchase price. So you factor it in as part of the purchase price.
I see.
Don't leave it.
I just wanted for us to emphasize that. Yes.
The purchase price, the purchase receipt, deed of assignment, and your survey. They're all part of the process. Then, this last stage, which is the post-completion stage, a lot of people don't go further. And I do understand, because it can be cumbersome and it can be expensive. However, I can assure you that it can be as expensive as how much you paid for the purchase price. And that is perfection of your title. If you buy a property, you have all the title deeds, you have everything, and you don't complete it. In the eyes of the law, you're just an equitable owner and not the legal owner. And the critical thing about it is that if you have a dishonest, seller who goes about to sell to somebody else, whoever registers their interest first owns the land. First in time is how do we call it? First in time is first in law, and that's how the law would say it. Yes. So whoever is first in time. So it's very, very essential that getting your deed of assignment signed does not complete the process. You must approach the lands registry of the state and ensure that you perfect your title. And there are 3 stages. The first is applying for consent, stamping, stamp duty, you pay your stamp duty, then you register it. But it's all in the same process.
Wow, stamp
duty.
All in the ha.
Yes, you pay stamp duty, then you register it. So then you can go to sleep to a reasonable extent. It can be expensive.
That's why I'm saying because as much as the whole world is moving in the direction of real estate, I mean, it's everywhere in the world right now. Everyone is in real estate. It's the new big blood money. Forgive me for using that. Everybody, that's where the big box is right now. But then we don't consider how much money goes into it, especially the processing.
And the time is time consuming. It's cumbersome. And it is expensive. But it is imperative.
But can we not employ people like you? I mean, because you're an expert. Can we not employ people like you and just hand it to you so you go through the process for us? For someone like me, I don't like stress.
Well, there's no requirement of the law that a lawyer has to do that process for you, but it's in your best interest that you give it to a lawyer. Most of the time, lawyers do it to go through that process for you. That's why we are paid
exactly now. Because it's not every time I want to be running up and down.
But it's the interest of that person to engage the services of a professional.
Yeah,
most preferably a lawyer. Of course, I will say that because I'm a lawyer.
Okay, I have 5 minutes before we go on a break. Let's talk about, because you say after we do all that, we follow all the due process and dot the I's and cross the T's, then we can go to sleep to an extent. Many people go to sleep for like 20 years. They come back and their land's occupied. They come back and that land is in contention. Sometimes there's encroachment. What do you do? Do you totally go to sleep? Or are there other measures to put in place? Because now I hear people say, you have to fence it. You have to put beacon stone. You have to do like this. Yeah.
Thank you for bringing that to light. Aside the post-completion stage and all of that, it's imperative, it's essential, it's fundamental that you take possession of your property. Even if you don't have intention of living there immediately, please just put a fence, act of ownership. Something to show that this place is in possession of somebody. So it's imperative that you do that. Yes.
Yeah.
You might just put a foundation on it, or probably fences, or if it's somewhere that is urban enough, you might even put some people there as licensees, people that can probably work on it, block factory or mechanic, or just people who are give them license to work on it, and whenever you're back they will have to leave on time. Yeah, so with that you can secure your property.
Well, Lagos, we're talking about the things that you need to know after you've gotten your landed property, and my lawyer friend and baby girl Olamide Onifade is here in the studio. She wears 2 hats normally, as a family lawyer and a real estate lawyer, but today she's wearing the real estate lawyer hat, and we're talking about all that you need to do, the due process. And if you own a property right now, or you're about to, how ready are you to go through all of this? And the person who's helping you, did they mention all these things to you? If they didn't, well, today you have an opportunity to learn. And if you did go through any of these processes or didn't, and you are in trouble, do you have questions? Do you have comments? We want to hear from you. Ask all the questions, ask all the, share the experience with us, because I know of people that have bought properties and till today they can't develop those properties because of the contention, because of encroachment. In fact, yesterday I was having a conversation and the lady was saying there are these new sets of encroachers. Once you abandon land or a piece of property or it's uncompleted, people move in and they begin to sublet it to themselves. And I don't want to, call the names of any sect of people, but this is what's happening now in Lagos, Olamide. And half the time it's so difficult to get them out of your property. How do you do that legally?
Can I come in briefly?
Yes, please.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
I don't know. Okay, I think I've talked about this on WhatsApp Lagos, where it was what we call adverse possession.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you have a property and you leave it lying fallow for 12 years straight, you might lose that property.
Really?
You might lose title to that. Yes. Because it means you don't have a need for the property. And land is a scarce commodity. So if you open your eyes, you invest that much on the property and you allow somebody else to take possession of the property for 12 solid years without any challenge, the person can take over your title. And under the law, if there's no real defense, you will lose that property.
Wow.
So it's very important that you take possession immediately. The moment you start seeing, strange faces on your property and all of that, and they're not accounted for, you need to challenge them immediately. Okay. So what the court frowns at is that you leave it, you turn a blind eye to a huge, investment. It means you don't have an immediate need for it.
Lagos, I hope you are listening, because lots of people will come. I'm sure, Olamide, lots of people come to you with this same problem. But the land is mine now. I have the paper, and now they're saying that the land is no longer mine. There's wisdom here to be gotten today, Lagos. So if you have questions, you have comments, join the conversation. I can only read one question. I can't take a call because we're due for a break in a few minutes. But I can take a question. All your comments, the phone lines will be open right after this break. And then, of course, we can allow you to call us and share your concerns. All right. Let me go on WhatsApp. Somebody says, hello, Barrister Olamide. Okay, the problem with sending so many messages at once, it makes it difficult for me to find your message and read it. It says, please, is C of O or survey plan transferable? Why do financial institutions request for the above when seeking for collateral? This is from Chisco in Ijegun. Olamide, can you answer in like one sentence, or should we come back and then you answer the question?
Please come back so I can, discuss what is certificate of occupancy.
Okay, perfect. All right, Olamide Onifade is still here with us. All your questions will be answered. I can see the calls already. We'll be right back. It's still Madam Landlord on Hard Facts. My name is Maryann Okon. Stay with us.
Credible journalism, bridging the gap between people and those in authority. With Hard Facts, you are sure to get only the facts.
Tune in to Hard Facts with Maryann Okon on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
To cook correct food, they always give me joy. That's now why anytime when they cook like this, I they always season them with no cubes. Come add correct vegetables inside. Ugu, tatasheo, shombo, onions. No one will know they put. Now he make my pikin them, they always enjoy my cooking.
Daddy, I never will. I want more.
You see?
Summer all your food with correct vegetables. Come season them with no cubes for that to get delicious taste. today, chop better.
Emeka, this one you sit down like this. I hope say no wahala.
Nah, man. Now the money where they see for shop. Every time I check am, the money no dey complete. Even the one when I give them that ajo man, I never see am till today.
My brother, you know they keep money for shop again, oh, because anything fit to happen to am. Come on, shit they give goat yam, make him keep. He go chop and claim out. Bros, run go Davodani Microfinance Bank to open savings account and put your money inside. Make your mind cooler.
You mean Davido's savings account?
Emeka, no chop your mouth. Now Davodani Microfinance Bank. You fit call am DDMFB.
DDMFB?
Yes, so with your new savings account, you fit use am request for loan to expand your business. That's now if you run the savings account wella, you fit use your mobile banking app, check balance, do transfer, and buy airtime.
Share Davodani Day Alaba International Market.
Yes, so even other markets like Balogun Trade Fair, Computer Village, Okeare Market, Arena Oshodi, Boundary Market, Ajegunle, Ikorodu, Ojota Ketu, Egbeda, Ada, and Oyigbo. For more tori, make you check their website www.davodanimfb.com. DDMFB.
New Landlord water shield cement now confirm. Number one waterproof cement for Nigeria. Yeah. Ogbonge cement for waterlogged areas. Number one waterproof cement for Nigeria. Yeah. New Landlord water shield cement number one. New Landlord waterproof cement now confirm. Good full stop for water wahala. With Landlord water shield cement, water go collect. If water jam house, foundation and basement to call, no shaking. Ogbonge cement for waterlogged areas. Number one waterproof cement for Nigeria. Lafarge, not confirm. Cement, new Lafarge water shield cement, not confirm.
Put full stop for water wahala.
Mommy, my teacher said 90% of my brain will develop by the time I am 5.
Really? What else did she say?
She said I need iron in my food for my brain to grow well.
Oh, very true. And that's why I give you Cerelac Junior every day, which provides half of your daily iron needs.
And Cerelac Junior tastes so good.
Cerelac Junior with Iron Plus. It's all good.
The Lagos State Ministry of Tourism, Art and Culture invites stakeholders in the hospitality sector, which includes hotels, lounges, restaurants, bars, beaches, resorts, event centers, and nightclubs, to a one-day stakeholders engagement on emerging trends in the industry. Date, Thursday, 30th of May, 2024. Time, 11 a.m. Venue, Eko Hotels and Suites, Victoria Island. The event will feature interactive sessions, panel discussions, and networking opportunities designed to facilitate meaningful exchanges and partnerships. Join us as we strive to unlock the hospitality sector's potential for innovation, growth, cultural preservation, while shaping a vibrant and resilient tourism ecosystem. Announcer, Mrs. Toke Benson Awoyinka, Honorable Commissioner.
Get in on the action with Betano, your exciting destination for sports betting. Enjoy an award-winning experience with amazing betting options, cash outs and missions, as well as other features. Join now and get a welcome bonus of up to 200,000 Naira. Betano.ng, the game starts now.
What takes a plate of jollof rice to the next level of goodness? Is it when it is cooked with no seasoning cubes for that sumptuous taste? Or when you serve it with correct Nigerian salad, cabbage, carrot, lettuce, and a bit of kidney beans?
It's both. Season your jollof with the rich taste of Knorr cubes and serve with plenty of vegetables. So go ahead and elevate your meals. Today, eat for good.
If you get the big dreams to do big things, lonely day with red money. If you get the big dreams to do big things, lonely day with red money. If you get the big dreams.
Get loans of up to 7 million naira on Rain Money. Call 0700 5000 500 or visit rainmoney.com to get started now.
Hello, Mrs. Martins.
Yes. Oh, Oh, Mrs. Johnson, how may I help you?
Junior's body temperature is high and he's complaining about headaches and body aches.
Not to worry. Get Bruston and suspension.
Okay, ma. I'll call you back.
Bruston End Suspension for Children is a sweet-tasting brand of ibuprofen which provides relief against toothache, pains, and fever in children after 30 minutes.
Hello, ma. Oh, Junior, stop that.
Is everything okay, Mrs. Johnson?
Yes, ma. Junior is fine now. In fact, Junior, sorry, ma. I'll call you back.
Brustin End Suspension for Children. Always take the product after meal. If symptoms persist after 2 days, consult your doctor. A quality product from Rambaxay.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fan festival that you have been waiting for, Goal Fest 2024 presents Ruga Live! Also featuring Yaya and Skills with Energy by D.O. to the T.O.N. The Energy God, Shodi the Turn Up King, and Fabulous the Hype Man, your DJ Uncle Boo Boo and DJ Paparazzi. Goal Fest 2024 will also feature exhilarating games, food, and comedy. Come and watch the UEFA Champions League final on a super huge screen. Goal Fest 2024 will take place on the 1st of June at the Balmoral Convention Center, Federal Palace Hotel, and Madubella Way, Victoria Island, Lagos. Time 12 noon. Limited tickets available, so get your free tickets now at www.goalfestnigeria.com. Goalfest 2024 is powered by Femi and the Gang and Football Republic. Proudly refreshed by Pepsi. Supported by Indomie, Credpal, and Apex Network.
What takes a plate of jollof rice to the next level of goodness? Is it when it is cooked with no seasoning cubes for that sumptuous taste? Or when you serve it with correct Nigerian salad, cabbage, carrot, lettuce, and a bit of kidney beans?
It's both. Season your jollof with the rich taste of Knorr cubes and serve with plenty of vegetables. So go ahead and elevate your meals. Today, eat for good.
5 Alive Poppy. So much pulp. So many ways to pop it. He gulps it. She chews it. He slurps it. Filled with pulp in every bowl. Everyone pops it their way. So, how do you pop it?
Here you go, dear.
Mom, you didn't add milk.
No need to. Taste it and see why.
Wow, but how?
Is it milky?
Very.
Is it creamy?
Yes.
That's Milo 3-in-1 milky and creamy for you. It's so milky. I don't need to add more milk.
I love it, Mommy.
Give your kids the new Milo 3-in-1. Milky and creamy. It's truly milky. It contains calcium to help your champ win every day. Milo, energy to go further.
Milo!
Chinedu! Don't worry, Ma. He'll be home on time, just like his dad. I'm cooking their favorite jollof with Sonia tomato mix. They are here.
Hey, is that jollof ready?
Right on time. Your loved ones will always rush home for tasty meals prepared with Sonia tomato mix.
It's so good eating together with a family.
Yes, Ma.
Sonia tomato mix brings you together. Proudly Nigerian.
In Nigeria, the weather can change in an instant, just like life itself. Even when you are caught in a heavy downpour or harmattan has left your skin dry, there's one thing that never changes: the restoring power of Vaseline Petroleum Jelly. Because we all know when harmattan strikes, if you are not protecting your skin, it cracks. So do your lips, and no one wants that. So, use Vaseline Petroleum Jelly to keep your skin healthy, smooth, moisturized, and protected all day long, so you can embrace every season with confidence.
Are you ready to ignite your career in the media industry? Wazobia Academy Spark program is back and better than ever. Registration opens 20th of May and closes 24th of June. Physical classes hold on Wednesday 26th to 28th of June. Spark 2.0 is offering 3 incredible courses running simultaneously, becoming an OAP, series writing, and video shooting and editing. 16,000 naira only for each course, covering both online learning and 3-day physical training. What are you waiting for? Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to kickstart your career in the creative industry. www.wazobiacad.com/Spark 2.0 register or send a WhatsApp message 0908 826 5038 or call 091 111 122. Terms and conditions apply. Wazobia, learn and lead.
Oh, wait, no be that. Na him now. Chee! Oh, don't stay pop. I hear say na Glow Cash Token Awards he use take step up. Yes, so you say fit top up to step up in Glow Cash Token Rewards that rewards you with an opportunity to win up to 100 million naira and many more amazing prizes. Recharge 1,000 naira weekly to qualify to win a gift voucher, or recharge 5,000 naira weekly to qualify for Samsung A05 smartphone, or load 10,000 naira weekly to qualify for Samsung A54 smartphone. The more you recharge, the more your chances of winning up to 100 million naira in the weekly national consumer draw. To start winning, dial *301# now. Terms and conditions apply.
Unlimited.
Meals have a way of taking and then like of non-seasoning cubes. Better.
So, go ahead and elevate your meals with more vegetables and the taste of no cubes. Today, eat for good.
Listeners trust us on Hard Fact. Whether it's politics, social issues, controversies, and trending stories, you know we're credible and objective.
It's Hard Facts with Maryann Okon on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, we're back. It's still Balogun. Balogun Brothers at 5. It's still Madam Landlord, and we're talking about what you need to know once you have bought a landed property. Olamide Onifade is still my guest, and we've got questions that need answers. So let's start with the C of O, and then, of course, we play down to where he's asking why banks and financial institutions ask for those documents.
Okay, so a certificate of occupancy means a certificate given to you when you have the right of occupancy. Okay. It's usually issued by the government. So in most cases, right, if there's no fraud or anything, it's only issued once. So when there's a bare land and no certificate of occupancy has ever been issued on it, if you're going to complete your process, the post-completion process, you should be applying for a certificate of occupancy.
Okay.
If none has ever been issued on that land. But the moment the certificate of occupancy has been given to one person, any other person that is now buying subsequently to that person will be deriving their rights from that COO. Right? So it's only one and for all. Right? So for every other person who is buying subsequently, you will now be applying for governor's consent.
Oh,
but the government...
what's the difference? What's the difference?
When there's a land, initially, right? You want to buy a land. Probably you're buying from a Monile, right? And there's no certificate of occupancy on it. It's never been applied for. If you, as a purchaser, is going to do your perfection of title, what you should be applying for is your certificate of occupancy, which will be issued to you, assuming that you meet all the criteria for it. But once you have applied for it and you've been granted the certificate of occupancy, subsequent purchasers of that land will derive that right from your certificate of occupancy.
Okay.
They can't go again to apply for another one.
I see.
What they will be applying for is now the governor's consent to your transaction. To them Yes, that. And now the government is now consenting that he's transferring his right in the CFO.
I see. I love
if
this.
a person sells to somebody else again, you just have to be quoting the certificate of occupancy in the deed of assignment to say this is where you've derived your interest from.
Okay.
That's all. So it can only be issued once and for all.
Okay, great. We've got questions that are coming in. Let's go to WhatsApp. Someone says, please kindly help me ask your guest if a deed of assignment is transferable. I bought this property last week and I haven't changed the deed to mine. The only evidence I have is the transfer narration and the survey I just did in my name because the first owner hasn't done a survey. Manuel from Lekki. Olamide.
Well, once you purchase a property, it is imperative that you get a deed of assignment is prepared immediately. I'm very sure that Emmanuel did not use a lawyer. If he had used a lawyer, the first thing his lawyer will be preparing is a deed of assignment. A deed of assignment is essential in every land transaction. It transfers the right of that person in that property, the previous buyer, to the new owner.
Okay.
So if you're buying a property, what's the evidence that you have bought that property? And it can only be done by a deed of assignment.
Okay.
So it's imperative that you get it. I know that if a lawyer is involved in that transaction, he would have procured a deed of assignment. So please, if you did not use a lawyer, it's not too late. You might involve one who can now draft your deed of assignment, take it back to the family or the individual you bought from, and do the right thing. Ensure that the people who sold to you and their capacity is reflected in the deed of assignment and everything is signed, executed.
Okay, I'll take one quick call and then I'll go back to, I have so many WhatsApp messages coming in. Hello. Oh dear. Do call us back 0201 277 0993 0201 277 1993. These numbers 0201 277 3993 0201. My goodness. Numbers do this to me. Trust me. 0201 277 2993. Hello. Someone's laughing at me.
Hello, Maryann.
Good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Memnon from Festa.
Hi,
Quick question on that survey plan. Like I had a family friend for 15 years. She was in court before she finally decided to settle. She brought her survey plan. The other party brought their survey plan. The plan clearly showed that the two lands were different. But this now, 15 years and 3 lawyers after, out of frustration, she settled. So how solid is this survey plan thing? Because me, personally, I've seen it fail.
Okay. Olamide, how solid is a survey plan? Because he's seen it fail.
Now, I don't know the facts of that case, so I will not be able to. But from what he has said, there's an element of fraud somewhere. Somebody has procured a survey plan through illegal means, and it's for the court to decide that. What I'm saying, I am not saying that a survey plan is in itself a titled document. It's part of your documentation.
Okay.
You should ensure that you get the services of a good and competent surveyor, registered one, who will do it, make the survey, will give you the originals, and will take the red copy and lodge it at the office of the Surveyor General. That is your evidence that it's been lodged. Sometimes people do survey plans and they don't lodge it. So somebody else will go and do the survey on the same land, right? And will lodge it, and it becomes theirs. So you must lodge it. And then, of course, if a lot of people do fraudulent survey plans, right? So from what he's saying, the coordinates might not be the same. That's why if I'm buying a property on behalf of somebody and they give me the survey plan, I don't rely on that survey plan. I will call a surveyor to go to that land physically, go and pick the coordinate, because the coordinates of every land is unique to it. So you go there, you pick the coordinates and match it with what they have given you, if it matches. Because they fly survey plans. Somebody would impute the coordinates of another land and impute it on another survey plan.
Wow.
So I can tell you that amongst the three of them, there's two people have committed illegality, and it's for the court to determine. Who
Okay.
neither.
The court
One is
certainly.
genuine, others are not
The
genuine.
others are not. Okay. Let me take another quick call and then we'll go back to WhatsApp. Hello.
Yeah, Maryann.
Hey, Didi.
You and this you are there. I greet you. I greet your guest,
Yes.
Barrister Olamide. Okay. You see, I want to ask, Barrister, if I met with all these requirements, and you know, there are this kind of people called Omonile, so-called Omonile, and this set of people coming from local government, I don't know, with their files and I don't know what they have. They'll come to mark. Maybe I've started electing maybe something in my plot of land. I started building. They will come and start marking X in the building. And the so-called Monile, do they have any constitutional right to come there for any kind of negotiation? Please, I want to know. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Raparu. Olamide, over to you.
Honestly, I didn't get the bit where he said somebody will come and mark it X. I really don't understand. Who will go on somebody else's property and mark it X, except it from the government? And in most cases, it might be from the building control agency for a particular purpose. Probably there's an infringement. And that means that, yes, you might have to go to their office to resolve the query or something. But for the Omonile, to be very practical, if I'm speaking like as a lawyer, I would say, hey, you have constitutional rights against them. Indeed, you do. But in practical terms, in most cases, when you're buying from Omonile, you have to keep some money apart for settlement if you want to build in peace. So if you're buying from Omonile, family land, I would say, you have to be very careful the family you're buying from. There are some families that are very notorious. You buy from them, you're buying problem. You're buying litigation. And there are some families that are relatively peaceful. So you also have to factor that. So if you're buying from a proper family that is very notorious, you must at least, keep that money apart for it.
Because it will come in handy.
Yes,
Okay.
you will need it because of for the pace of your project, so that they don't come in and constitute nuisance and all of the back and forth. I would not say, oh, go to court for every reason. No. Sometimes negotiation and all of that, you can just, buy your way out and trust it. Yeah.
Okay. Let me go to WhatsApp. It's still Balog. Wow. What's going on with me today? It's still Madam Landlord. Balogun Broad comes up at 5, by the way. We're going to be talking about Mr. President's 1 year in office and all the economic policies that his government and administration have put in place, and if it does have any implications whatsoever on the average Nigerian. But in the meantime, I want to read some of your messages on WhatsApp. Someone says, good evening to you and your guests in the studio. Can your guests help list all the documents a property buyer needs to have? This is from Bayo in Ikorodu. Another person says, Madam Landlord Maryann, what does one need to do in the case of storm bringing the roof of another property to damage your own property? Femi Ajay. While I oti poju. I don't know if that Yoruba is good, but Olamide, help me out. Can you hear me, Olamide?
Yes. What did you say? I didn't get that.
You didn't get any of the message. Oh, wow. So someone is asking that you first list all they need to have before they can buy a property. All the information they need to before they buy a property. Another person is saying, how do you deal with a situation where somebody's roof storm brings the roof of another person to come and destroy your own property?
Well, if I would say, I won't say negligence because he wasn't negligent. In that case, I would say it's an act of God. And you might not be able to get compensation for that. But if circumstances, if you can prove, circumstances and all of defenses and all of that, probably you might be able to get compensation. But largely, it will be a bit difficult.
Okay.
Because it wasn't negligent, it wasn't a willful act on behalf of your neighbor.
Okay, and quickly, I have just 1 minute. Can you help me list the things that? Let me read that person's message again. The person says, "Help me list all the documents a new property buyer needs to have." In 1 minute, Olamide.
Okay. Contract of sale, and that is if there's still some ongoing negotiation at the buy. Probably you are paid, they've not given you a deed of assignment, or you need to perform a certain obligation, or you've not paid in full, or for some reason, contract of sale. But if everything is in check and all of that, you can proceed to your deed of assignment. It's imperative that you get a deed of assignment. It's imperative that your survey plan is also part of your title deeds. Then, of course, your receipt of payment. Those are essentially then ensure that they put you in possession. Please ensure that you put you in physical possession. I know there's another document I'm missing out, but I cannot remember from the top of my head. But I know, but essentially you need your receipt, purchase receipt. Did I mention that?
Yes.
Your purchase receipt, your survey plan, your deed of assignment. Yes. And ensure that it's properly executed by the person who has the capacity to transfer the interest to you.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, I enjoy this class.
Ensure that you go and complete the process at the land registry.
At the land, yes. So you have to. If not, you come back here and tell us what you experienced. Anyway, Olamide, I want to say thank you for coming on the show because we have very little time. And I want to thank you. But before we let you go, you're on social media and you have a particular number where you can answer all our questions, even after the show. What is your social media handle and where can we find it?
Okay, Olamide_lady_lawyer on Instagram, and I am Olamide Onifade across all other social media platforms. My phone number is there. Please send me WhatsApp.
Don't call, it's WhatsApp. Okay. Before you now go and be calling her.
From there,
right.
From the conversation.
Thank you very much, Olamide, for coming on. Olamide Onifade is a real estate lawyer and she's also a family lawyer. Always a pleasure to learn something new about real estate on the show.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure being here again.
Same here. All right. Well, as we're done with Madam Landlord, we're getting ready for Balogun and Broad, but we have information for you. You need money for you to be able to get to Balogun, let alone Broad Street. Yes. Yes.
Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.